Hi guys, this is Mr. Prowse here. I'm making this video to pretty much try to help you out with some of the things that you need to know for this remote learning that you're going to be doing for a little while. So first up, I'm trying to help you out with some of the things that you need to know when you're navigating some of these programs and some of these websites that you're going to have to deal with while you're learning this way. So this is pretty much specifically for my teaching. Other teachers may be different. So this video is to help you out with your mathematics. Okay, so first up, obviously what I've got up on the screen here is a picture of what it looks like when you go into MS Teams on your iPad. So when you first go into MS Teams, you should be able to see something like this. So it's pretty much a list of your teams. If you're not getting this, maybe you need to press this thing down here and it'll take you to all your teams. So depending on your class, so for example, if you this might be for my Year 8 class, this might be the tab to go to your mathematics. So you need to make sure you click on your correct class. So when you click on the class, so for example, I clicked on my Year 12 class, this opens up over here. So what I see here is my posts. So these are some of the posts that I've done with my Year 12 so far, and they've been able to comment, etc. on my posts, and they've been able to make new posts, etc. So using that. If you click on the files button, you get some of the files that are being used. For example, some of the notes for the lesson, or maybe some homeworks, etc. So when you click on files, this class materials folder will come up, and if you click on that, you'll see some of the files being used for the lesson. But what I want you to do, I want you to be able to click on more and click on class notebook. If this doesn't come up, just give it a little bit of time. It will eventually come up. Sometimes it takes a little while for this to come up. So what I want you to do, I want you to click on class notebook. This is what we're going to be using for a majority of our work. A lot of the work you submit and do will be in this class notebook. This is very important that you make sure you're using. Okay, so once you're into class notebook, something like this will come up on the screen. So this is all in OneNote. So you need to make sure you've got OneNote installed in your computer or your device. It's really important. Okay, so this is the OneNote for my Year 12 class. So I've got all my classes here, and hopefully you will have the same, but it's really important that you've at least got your maths class. So it should say something like Mr. Prowse. Okay, so when you click on your correct class, you'll see something like this. You won't see all these different people's names. You will only see your own. So for example, if you're this person here, you'll only see that name. So this folder here is like your own personal folder. And all this is the read-only section, which everybody gets. So this is what I can change, and you can only change the stuff in your own personal folder. So first up, I need you to know how to use this folder here, which is the read-only section. So what you see here is, firstly, you'll see it's called Content Library, so that's its name. You will see class notes. So if we go into class notes, you should see, sorry, not there. You should see something along these lines. So when we go into class notes, so I've clicked on class notes, you should see this. You'll see some of the class notes that you need to get down into your book. So this is some from my Year 12 class. Here's lesson 2 class notes for my Year 12 class. So see here, they can see the video that they were supposed to watch, and underneath there was the class notes, etc. So this button here will show you the sort of stuff that you have to do lesson by lesson. You'll see when you click on class notes, you'll see the different tabs along here for each different lesson. You've got to click on the correct lesson that you're in. Okay, so moving on, the next one that we need to be able to figure out is the lesson question. So this tab right here. So when you click on this one, you should see something like this. I'll typically print I'll typically take a picture of the questions you need to be doing, and you need to look at these questions and see what sort of questions you would need to have done. So usually I'm circling the sort of questions that you need to do, or sometimes I might say do all the questions. So do all these. And so I need you to look at these and figure out which questions I'm wanting you to do for that lesson. So you've got to remember the way to get to this sort of stuff is to go to the lesson question tab. So it's a really important tab so you can see what sort of work you have to be doing. Okay, so moving on. The next tab is the homework tab. So this is where you see the homework that you need to get done. So this is my Year 12's homework. And Year 12 need to do this. They need to do these sorts of working in their books, just like you'll have to do with your homework. And they need to take a picture of this or send it to me somehow. So that could be like an email, or you could send a file of your homework. You might decide to type it up or something like that. But the easiest way is to do it in your book, and then take a picture and send it to me. Now, I'll talk about where I want you to send it in a moment. Okay, so the next tab is the homework answers. So the day after, I will do all these annotations and workings that you need to be checking with your homework. So here I've shown, with the homework here, I've shown exactly what they needed to have done for this question. So here's my working, and you need to be checking that you're getting the right sort of answers. Okay, so moving on. So that's the homework answers section. Now, this is where I want to show you what comes up in your own personal folder. So here you've got class notes again. That's the same as the class notes for in the content library. You've got handouts, homework, quizzes, and lesson questions. So you need to understand how to use these folders for your own personal notebook. Okay, so with the class notes, they will look exactly the same as the content library's class notes, but you can choose to write stuff into the class notebook. So, and I can see what you write. So if you're having any issues, you can post to me on MS Teams. So you can actually decide, if we go back up, you can decide to make a new post and say, hey sir, I'm having trouble with understanding some of the notes. So you can post on here and write and circle what stuff you're having trouble with, for example. With the handouts, if kids are having, if other people are having trouble understanding certain things, in the handout section, I will post some answers, some help that I've given to other students. So check the handout section because I may be posting stuff that is related to a particularly hard question, and I'm going to write some extra notes for that particular question. Also, this homework section, a really important section, is this one here. This is where I want you to post your homework. So in the homework section, you can see this is their homework. Underneath, I want you to think to yourself, I'm going to insert a file, or I'm going to click the camera option. So if I go back, I'll show you where the camera option is. So if you go to insert into a page, there's an option that says camera, and you're able to insert a picture. If it's not letting you insert a picture, you need to click on the page somewhere, and typically it'll allow you to take a picture of something, and I want that to be your homework that's being completed. I want to see all the working, etc. Quizzes, in the future I'll put some quizzes here that I want you to do. So there might be a topic test, etc. that I need you to submit, but that won't be happening anytime soon. And then lastly is the lesson question. So this is a copy of the textbook notes. If you're having trouble with a particular question in the textbook, you can go here and you can circle a particular question. And then if you let me know on MS Teams by making a post, and you can say, sir, I'm having trouble with, say, question 10, then you can circle the ones that you're having trouble with, and I can help you out by annotating on the page which ones I can help you out by writing certain things on the page that might give you hints. So all these different tabs are really helpful. So you need to be using these tabs a lot. So obviously, if there's any other questions, let me know, but I'm hoping this video might help you out a little bit. Thanks very much. Bye.